In this tutorial, I'm showing you step by step how to create the most amazing chai latte cakes with marshmallow. I'll show you how to master 6 essential Entremet layer techniques and how to build every layer of the cakes from start to finish.
My name is Louise and I'm a self-taught cake artist and recipe developer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the most amazing chai latte cakes with marshmallow. This video will teach you how to master 6 different Entremet layer techniques. A moist and spicy chai latte cake with brown sugar, a crisp caramel and gingerbread crunch, a fudgy chai latte ganache, a light marshmallow fluff, a smooth chai latte mousse and mousse quenelles, and a shiny caramel mirror glaze. You can find the full recipe on my website, which you can access with a subscription. If you want to learn more about how to make elegant, layered and delicious Entremet cakes, you can now check out my online course, Master Entremet Cakes at Home, where I show you how to create professional quality cakes from start to finish, right from your own kitchen. Inside the course, I teach you my 5-step formula that I use for all my cakes. Cake base, crunch, creamy element, mousse and decoration. You'll also learn how to make 5 of my signature Entremet cakes, different glazing techniques, discover recipe development and cake design, and also receive PDF troubleshooting guides and Excel recipe course material, giving you everything you need to start creating your own cakes at home. Alright, let's get started!
To make these chai latte cakes, I first wanted to make a moist chai latte cake base. I aimed to make a cake with a moist texture and a spicy flavor from chai spice, and after 3 attempts, I finally created the perfect recipe that has the right level of chai spice that tastes exactly like a chai latte but in a cake. To make the cake, I first start out by making my own chai spice by mixing ground cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, pepper, allspice, cloves and nutmeg. To me, this is the perfect mix for a chai spice. I mix all the dry ingredients with all-purpose flour, cornstarch, salt, baking powder and baking soda, and lastly chai spice. Then I'm whisking soft butter and brown sugar in a bowl. I here decided to use brown sugar to add a more caramelized flavor to balance the chai spice. I'm then whisking in eggs and vanilla paste. I mix in the dry ingredients and lastly buttermilk until just combined. The buttermilk is here what balances the sugar flavor in the cake while also ensuring that the cake stays moist. We then pour the dough in a pastry ring and bake it at 175 degrees for 13 to 17 minutes. After the cake has cooled, I cut out small cake bases with a 4.5 cm cookie cutter and cut off the top so each cake is 2 cm tall. I put the cake in a cake insert mold, level the surface a bit, and put them in the freezer while preparing the next layer. For this next layer, I wanted to add some more texture contrast in the cake, where I decided to make a crunch layer with caramel and gingerbread. This crunch adds a caramelized flavor with caramel chocolate and also a bit of spiciness with gingerbread crumbs that pairs perfectly with a chai latte cake. I start out by blending a few gingerbread cookies into crumbs and put it aside. Then I melt caramel chocolate and mix in feuilletine, Biscoff cream for more caramel flavor, the gingerbread cookie crumbs, salt and lastly a bit of chai spice to add more chai latte flavor to the cake. I put a few teaspoons of crunch on top of each cake, level the layer to get a clean cake cut, and put the cakes back in the freezer. For this fudgy cake layer with a ganache, I wanted it to taste exactly like drinking a chai latte. I therefore decided to use both chai latte powder, the powder you use to make chai latte, and also the chai spice to make the perfect spice mix for a chai latte ganache. I here start out by melting white chocolate and pouring it in a bowl. I chose to use white chocolate as that allowed for the chai latte flavor to shine through even more. I then heat heavy cream with chai latte powder and chai spice almost to a boil before pouring it over the white chocolate. I stir to combine, where you'll see that the ganache has a more thick consistency, as that ensures that the ganache sets up properly and gets a fudgy consistency. I put the ganache in a piping bag and spread a 1 cm thick layer on top of each cake. After leveling the layer for a clean cake cut, I put the cakes back in the freezer where the surface needs to set before we can add the last cake insert layer. To add some flavor contrast and balance the spicy flavors from the chai spice, I wanted to make a more flavor neutral layer. With both moist, crunchy and fudgy textures in the cake, I decided to add a layer that also would add a fluffy texture with a delicious layer of marshmallow filling. I make the marshmallow by whisking egg whites foamy with a hand mixer, adding sugar and whisking the egg whites to soft peaks. We then heat glucose syrup, sugar, water and vanilla to exactly 118 degrees. While whisking the egg whites, I pour the 118 degrees hot syrup in the egg whites and keep mixing until the marshmallow filling is firm, cooled and glossy. I put the filling in a piping bag and spread a 7 mm layer on top of each cake. I level the surface and then we need to freeze the cakes fully overnight. To encase the cakes, I decided to make a chai latte mousse. For this mousse, I wanted the texture to be light and airy to contrast and complement the other layers in the cakes. I also wanted it to taste exactly like drinking a chai latte, so here I also used both chai latte powder and chai spice. The mousse will not only encase the cakes, but also be filled in mini kernels that will go on top of the cakes. I make the mousse by melting white chocolate and pouring it in a bowl. Then I'm heating heavy cream, chai latte powder and chai spice almost to a boil, whisking in soaked gelatin before pouring the mixture over the white chocolate. After the mixture has cooled off, I whip heavy cream to a lightly whipped cream and fold it into the chai latte chocolate mixture. I prepare the silicone molds by adding a piece of acetate sheet in each to extend the height of the molds. I then fill the molds with the mousse, put in the frozen cakes with the marshmallow filling facing downwards and level the bottom with a small palette knife. Then the cakes need to freeze fully overnight. In order for the cakes not only to taste like a chai latte but also to look like it, I decided to make a glaze in the same color as a chai latte. To add a caramelized flavor that also would go well with the other cake flavors, I made a mirror glaze with caramel chocolate. I make the glaze by first putting caramel chocolate in a tall jug, soaking gelatin cheese in cold water and putting it aside while preparing the syrup. In a pot, I'm heating glucose syrup, sugar, water and heavy cream almost to a boil, whisking in soaked gelatin before pouring it over the chocolate. I mix with an immersion hand blender and add a bit of black, white and red food coloring paste to match the color of a chai latte. The glaze then needs to cool to 34 to 35 degrees before we can glaze the cakes. Once the glaze has cooled, I place the frozen cakes on a cooling rack and pour the 34 to 35 degrees hot glaze over the cakes. I remove the glaze excess by moving the cakes around on the cooling rack with a small palette knife and place the cakes on a cake plate. To emphasize the visual look of a chai latte, I wanted the chocolate decoration to contrast the lighter glaze and have a warm cinnamon-inspired color to resemble the cinnamon that often is sprinkled on top of a chai latte. So I'm here making chocolate ribbons, chocolate plates and also chocolate swirls. I first put the whitest ribbon around the cakes and then the second whitest ribbon around the cakes. To make the chocolate plates, I first cut out circles with a cookie cutter. I then place a few crisp pearls on top of each cake, as this will elevate the plate. Add a little melted chocolate to keep the plate in place and add a plate on top of each cake. The last part of the chocolate decoration with the chocolate swirls will be added later. Now that the chocolate plates are placed on the cakes, we can now make the second mirror glaze that will encase the mousse quenelles. For this glaze, I wanted to add some color contrast to the brown colors on the cakes and therefore decided to make an off-white mirror glaze that also would resemble the color of the marshmallow filling inside the cakes. I make the glaze the same way as earlier by heating up the syrup, adding soaked gelatin, and pouring it over white chocolate before hand blending. To get the right white color, I'm also adding white food coloring paste. When the glaze has cooled to 34 to 35 degrees, I pour it over the mousse quenelles. I here also clean the bottom of the quenelles by using a small palette knife to run it around the cooling rack and then gently place one quenelle on top of each cake. We can now add small chocolate swirls that I fasten with a little melted chocolate, and lastly decorate the cakes with small white flowers that are fastened with a little glucose syrup. And here we have the final cakes that I'm honestly so excited about. I really love this cute cake design with the color scheme and the mousse quenelles on top of the cake that really makes this look and taste like a chai latte.
This is the ultimate cozy cake. It's perfect for winter and it really does taste like a cup of chai latte. It has the perfect level of spiciness, perfect level of sweetness with the caramel, but also some contrasting flavor notes with marshmallow and also gingerbread to really make it into these like warm flavors that truly taste like a hot cup of chai latte. I hope you get the chance to make these amazing chai latte cakes at home. And if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe. You can also check out my Entremet cake playlist here. See you in the next video.